This being the day prescribed by Article 3, Section 14 of the Constitution of the State of Maryland for the meeting of the General Assembly, I now call the Maryland Senate to order. Today's invocation will be given by Reverend Amin Flowers of Life Church and Ministries, Baltimore, Maryland, guest of Senator Ferguson. Please rise for the invocation.
Good afternoon. The story once goes that a chicken and pig were having a conversation about the power of commitment. The chicken said, "Mr. Pig, I compliment breakfast. I make breakfast the best meal of the day. I make dishes such as eggs Benedict, scrambled eggs, omelets, and boiled eggs, all which pair well with breakfast." So then Mr. Pig said to the chicken, "I don't compliment breakfast, Mr. Chicken. I'm committed to breakfast. To enjoy breakfast, all you have to do is lay an egg. But to enjoy breakfast with me, I have to lose a leg." The question we're asking in this opening session is whether we are governing the body that complements or we are governing body that is committed. So we ask the sovereign of the universe this afternoon, to help us this year to be committed to doing what is right in your sight. We want to invite you to lead us in legislating with love and creating policies with a spirit of peace. In a world where hate seems to hover, we ask that you hold us up with your loving arms as we attack issues in this legislative session on education, taxation, and construction. The 8th century prophet teaches us to act justly and to love mercy. And we remember these words as we debate what is best for our state. We pray for every city, county, and municipality in this state. And we remember all those who embody the hope of the eternal on the earth. Lastly, as we come together in this season, let us remember that our commitment is stronger than our calamity. Our togetherness is tougher than our trials. Our unity is greater than any underminings of the enemies, from external or within. It is in the name of the great creator of the cosmos we say amen.
Without objection, the prayer will be journalized. Will the clerk please call the roll by district?
District 1, Mike McKay. District 2, Paul D. Quarterman. District 3, Karen Lewis Young. District 4, William Folden. District 5, Justin Reedy. District 6, Johnny Ray Salling. District 7, J.B. Jennings. District 8, Carl Jackson. District 9, Katie Fry Hester. District 10, Ben Brooks. District 11, Shelley Hedelman. District 12, Clarence K. Lamb. District 13, Guy Gazzone. District 14, Craig J. Zucker. District 15, Brian J. Feldman. District 16, Sarah Love. District 17, Cheryl C. Kagan. District 18, Jeff Waldstreicher. District 19, Benjamin F. Kramer. District 20, William C. Smith, Jr. District 21, Jim Rosapep. District 22, Alonzo T. Washington. District 23, Ron Watson. District 24, Joanne C. Benson. District 25, Nick Charles. District 26, C. Anthony Muse. District 27, Kevin M. Harris. District 28, Arthur Ellis. District 29, Jack Bailey. District 30, Shanika Henson. District 31, Brian W. Simonaire. District 32, Pamela Beidel. District 33, Dawn D. Guile. District 34, Mary Delaney James. District 35, Jason C. Gallion. District 36, Stephen S. Hershey Jr. District 37, Johnny Mounts. District 38, Mary Beth Carroza. District 39, Nancy J. King. District 40, Antonio Hayes. District 41, Dahlia Attar. District 42, Chris West. District 43, Mary Washington. District 44, Charles E. Sidnor III. District 45, Corey V. McCrae. District 46, William C. Ferguson IV. District 47, Malcolm Augustine.
46 senators having answered to their names, a quorum being present, the Senate of Maryland 2026 is now in session and ready for the transaction of business. The next order of business is the election of a temporary presiding officer. Are there any nominations? The chair recognizes the senator from the 10th district, Senator Brooks.
Thank you. Colleagues, it is my honor to rise today to place into nomination a colleague whose leadership, integrity, and commitment to the peoples of Maryland represent the very best of this chamber for the position of President Pro Tem for the 449th legislative session. Senator X has distinguished himself as a steady, principled, and respected voice throughout his service in Maryland. He brings to this chamber not only deep policy expertise, but an unwavering dedication to fairness, collaboration, and thoughtful governance. Those of us who has worked closely with Senator X knows he has led by example. He listens first, he seeks common ground, and he treats every member, regardless of background, district, or viewpoint, with dignity and consideration that allows this body to function at its highest level. His work ethics is tireless, his judgment is measured, and his commitment to the people of Maryland is unquestioned. Colleagues, as you know, the role of President Pro Tem demands someone who understands the weight of this institution, who possesses the temperament to guide us through difficult moments, who has earned the trust of colleagues across all corners of this chamber. Senator X embodies all of these qualities. He has consistently demonstrated the ability to bridge divides, elevate thoughtful debate, and advance solutions that reflect the core values of this Senate. At a time when public service requires steadiness, responsiveness, and a clear-eyed commitment to common good, Senator X stands ready to lead. His record reflects not only what he has accomplished, but how he has accomplished it with professionalism, transparency, and genuine dedication to service. For these reasons, and with great confidence in his ability to serve our chamber and the people of Maryland with honor, I am proud to nominate Senator Malcolm, no, not X, but rather Augustine, for the position of President Pro Tem for the 449th legislative session. Thank you, colleagues, and I'm Senator Ben Brooks, and I approve this nominee.
Is there a second to the nomination? The chair recognizes the senator from the 3rd District, Senator Lewis Young.
Thank you so much for the honor to second the nomination of the senator from District 47 to serve as our president pro tem. He is my colleague, he is my friend, he has been my committee mate, and will be again. And during that time, I've made many observations. One is his incredibly deep knowledge of complex policy issues and the ability to articulate them clearly, to engage everyone with diverse opinions in conversation and lead them to a compromise. I also greatly admire his friendship and appreciate it, and his ability to reach out to a diversity of individuals no matter what path we've made in life. He manages to relate to everyone. So whether you grew up on a chicken farm, or you graduated from an Ivy League school, or you did both, you can relate to our future President pro tem. Thank you for this privilege.
Are there any further nominations? Chair hearing none. The nominations are closed. The clerk will call the roll.
Madam Secretary?
Have all the senators voted? The clerk will take the call. The Honorable Malcolm Augustine from the 47th District is elected as the President pro tem. Will the Majority Whip and the Deputy Majority Leader kindly escort the President pro tem to the rostrum? I will now administer the oath of office. I state your name, do swear that I will support
I, Malcolm Augustine, do swear that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
to the state of Maryland
to the state of Maryland
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of President pro tem
execute the office of President pro tem
according to the Constitution and laws of this state,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state,
and that I will not directly or indirectly
and that I will not directly or indirectly
receive the profits or any part of the profits
receive the profits or any part of the profits
of any other office during the term
of any other office during the term
of my acting as President pro tem.
of my acting as President pro tem.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Good afternoon, colleagues. Let me start by just saying thank you to the senator from the 10th District, Senator Brooks. Thank you for your service to our country. Thank you in the uniform, and thank you to your for your contributions to the state in this legislature. I really appreciate your mentorship, how you are like a father figure to me. I really, really appreciate you, sir. for all that you do. So thank you so very much. I also want to say thank you so very, very much to the senator from the 3rd, Senator Lewis Young. As you mentioned, we have already been fantastic partners in policy work on Triple E and now as colleagues on budget and tax, and I really do look forward to your helping me learn the ropes and to work through what we have there, and I really am looking forward to our collaboration. I want to thank President Ferguson for his confidence and partnership and his haircut. It's very fresh, it looks like. I didn't notice that earlier, but it is quite fresh, so it's fantastic. Yeah, but you know, he is a friend. He is accessible. He doesn't mind folks talking to him in that way, as we all know, and I just know that you're just such a terrific leader for what we have in front of us, and I really look forward to working with you together on that. And colleagues all, I thank you all for this vote of confidence. I really am grateful. I do not take it lightly. I really do appreciate all of you. And of course, you know, I have to always thank the people of District 47 for the honor of representing them here. I wouldn't be here without them, and for the sacrifice of my family, my daughters who are here today, and my wife Lauren, who is not with us here today, but is the rock of our family and really does provide all of that we need in order for me to be able to help to come here and do this work. Colleagues, we are going to face another challenging session, but I know we're up to the task. We'll work on it together, and I really do look forward for us getting to work on behalf of the people of the state of Maryland, and I will just finally say thank you, thank you, thank you for your vote. Thank you. The next order of business is the election of the President of the Senate. We are ready to hear nominations. The chair recognizes the senator from the 44th District, Senator Sidnor.
Thank you very much. It is my honor to reintroduce you all to Bill Ferguson, who was born when Michael Jackson's Billie Jean had just finished a long run and Beat It was climbing towards #1 spot, and the #1 song on the Billboard's Hot 100 charts was Come On Eileen. Take from that what you must, but I found it fascinating to think of him being born just a month before Motown 25, Yesterday, Today, and Forever aired, and that was May 16th, 1983. And the world went crazy over Michael Jackson's moonwalk. But seriously, in my time in the House, I served with Chair Joe Valario. And there were many times that I had witnessed this chairman take arrows on behalf of the committee. There were votes that some of the committee members didn't want to take, and he never said a word, but took a lot of public criticism for not letting certain bills go out. And while Lauren Ingen named him the most hated Democrat in America, we know better. And many an arrow he has taken lately, you have to admit. A senator since 2010 and a president just as long as I've been a Maryland state senator since January 8th, 2020. I found him to be an honest broker, willing to listen, and a student of history. He is the kind of president that this chamber needs at this time and at this moment. I nominate William Bill Ferguson IV to be the president of this illustrious body.
Thank you, Senator. Is there a second to the nomination? The chair recognizes the senator from the 16th District, Senator Love.
Thank you. It is my honor to second the nomination for the senator from the 46th to be our Senate president. Over the last 6 years, President Ferguson has led this chamber with integrity, steadfastness, and compassion. In a time of national discord, when so many people find our elected leaders lacking, Senator Ferguson is a leader with integrity. His decisions are guided by strong ethical principles, by fairness, and by respect for others. He has also led this chamber with a steadfast calm. When there is chaos in Washington or chaos perhaps across the hall, here in the Senate, Things are calm, we treat each other with respect, and we move forward with the business of the people of Maryland. And in addition, and definitely not finally, but in addition, he leads with compassion. He always puts Marylanders at the forefront of all of the policies that we debate, asking, how will our decisions affect Marylanders? How will our policy decisions make lives better for Marylanders? And that is as it should be. So through his integrity, his steadfastness, and his compassion, Senator Ferguson sets a powerful example of leadership and character, and it is my honor to second his nomination for President of the Senate.
Colleagues, are there any further nominations? The chair, hearing none, the nominations are closed. The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President Pro Tem,
Have all the senators voted? If so, the clerk will take the call. There being 46 votes in the affirmative, the Honorable William C. Ferguson IV is elected as permanent presiding officer. Will the majority leader and the minority leader kindly escort the president to the rostrum? Congratulations, sir. All right, there we go.
Thank you.
Good,
Let's do
yeah,
this.
absolutely. All right, I will now administer the oath of office. I state your name, do swear that I will support
I, William C. Ferguson IV, do swear that I will support
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
to the state of Maryland,
to the state of Maryland,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of President,
execute the office of President,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state,
and that I will not directly or indirectly
and that I will not directly or indirectly
receive the profits or any part of the profits
receive the profits or any part of the profits
of any other office during the term
of any other office during the term
of my acting as president.
as my acting as president.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Thank you. Off you go, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Have to sign the book, or otherwise, can't get paid, right? No, in all seriousness, this is the 7th year, which is hard to fathom, and I think it feels more nerve-wracking each time. I am so humbled and grateful to be here with each and every one of you, and thankful for your confidence in ways that's difficult to describe. To the senator from the 44th District, I don't know that my haircut is as good as yours, first and foremost. So truly, as a friend, as a partner, especially this last year, talking through some of the hardest issues and who shows up when it matters, thank you, thank you, thank you. To the senator from the 16th District, I'm so grateful for your confidence and your nomination. It truly means a lot, and your words are so heartfelt, and I deeply, deeply appreciate you. The same to our majority and minority caucus. This has been some trying times over these last 6 years. and we have navigated a number of challenging issues, and it is the talent and leadership of each and every member of this chamber that has made it through and that has made this all possible. I know we have a number of guests who I look forward to introducing to in just a bit. I wanted to give a few remarks, and before I do that, I almost some of the most important. The 46th Legislative District, I just am so grateful to the constituents who allow me to do this work on their behalf. I am grateful from Brooklyn to Curtis Bay to Patterson Park and Canton. It is the constituents who drive and push all of this work forward. So I have to also thank, when I was leaving the house yesterday, we have a Google machine a machine that shows pictures of over time. And I was leaving, and I looked back, and it was a picture from 2013 where my wife, who is joining us here today, was sitting, Leah, was sitting in the back of the chamber and was carrying our 6-month-old Caleb at the time, giving him a bottle, trying to keep him quiet, as at the time Senator Miller was, going on and on the first day. I thought about it this morning as we were walking out the door today, as we're reminding our now 8th grader about doing his English work and going to see his English teacher. And so none of this is possible without our spouses, our partners, our children. And so, Leah, thank you for everything. I love you. Thank you so much for everything. Before we jump into the business, just a few thoughts. I think it's really important to note that as we start this 449th legislative session, it is the same year that the United States of America is celebrating our 250th anniversary. This is the first time in humankind that this many people in a single country have operated under the same system of representative democratic government for this length of time. The American experiment has not been without significant challenges and extremely painful flaws. That said, the fundamental promise, though, is of a better society over time that is rooted in justice, equality, and opportunity has propelled our nation ever forward. Each generation has tackled insurmountable circumstances, and yet each generation to date has found a way in the whole to be better off than the one before. And despite all of the challenges, despite all of the blemishes, the framers incorporated a very fundamental feature in our system's design. It's the concept of dispersed and dispersion of power. Throughout our history, every branch of government has fought for supremacy, and different branches have succeeded at different times. We often talk about separation of powers as the core concept to illustrate this idea of the dispersion of power. But I'd point to a different principle. It's best outlined by a gentleman named Alexander Hamilton, and not because there is a new show coming up on Disney Plus of a remake of a great play, but truly because of his actual words at the New York Ratifying Convention in 1788. Hamilton said this about the concept of federalism: "The balance between the national and state governments ought to be dwelt on with peculiar attention, as it is the utmost importance. It forms a double security to the people. If one encroaches on their rights, they will find a powerful protection in the other. Indeed, they will both be prevented from overpassing their constitutional limits by a certain rivalship, which will ever subsist between them." Those words hold particular relevance when one branch of government at the federal level threatens to subsume the others. We've seen this in many cases, when Congress abdicates its responsibility to legislate and conduct oversight, or goes too far. Or when a United States Supreme Court acts as a rubber stamp for one party's worst excesses, or the alternative is an activist and loses the trust of the people. It's incumbent always for states to fill the void. This is the same with the federal executive branch, whether going too far or not far enough. We've seen examples over and over and over again in the last 250 years. When there is a failure of the separation of powers, it is the states, through federalism, to fill the void and function on behalf of the people. In fact, we've seen this in Maryland before. In 1975, in his first year as Maryland Senate President, and in the wake of the Watergate scandal, where Americans had an increasing distrust in the federal government, Then Senator Steny Hoyer, now retiring congressman from Southern Maryland, said this about that period of time. We begin or renew our tenure in this Senate at a time when states are coming out of the shadow of the federal government eclipse, which began in the 30s and ended in the 60s, and a time when state legislatures throughout the country are reasserting their rightful and historical role for the people as makers of policy and overseers of executive authority. Here we are, 50 years later, on the eve of former Majority Leader Hoyer's retirement from 60 years of incredible public service. And again, no matter the political party, we find ourselves questioning the institutional stability, effectiveness, and divisiveness of our federal system. And just to be clear, this is not some theoretical or academic exercise. As much as I may sometimes feel the confused looks that might be coming here at the moment, but in all seriousness, the last month, in December, for the first time in American history, 44 presiding officers from 31 different states convened in the Ohio State House for an assembly on federalism. Never before, at least according to NCSL, had legislative presiding officers from that many states, from Republican and Democratic parties, convened for the purpose of talking about the role of states in our modern democratic system. After 2 days, which truly felt both like a legislative summer camp and constitutional convention, a bit combined, there were three major takeaways that I'd like to share with you all today. Number one, across the political spectrum, the federal government right now is a source of deep frustration. It's for very different reasons in many cases, but in all cases, the friction and divisiveness that we see in DC is creating unpredictability and instability in every state in the country. Two, state legislative leaders and their members alike want a different path forward. And three, there is a unified belief that it will be leadership by state legislatures that will find a way to break the logjam. We've seen it already in states like Indiana, or Kansas, or New Jersey, and Virginia. Delivering for people increasingly means that acting at the state level is the only way to restore people's trust in government. The beauty here is that the escape hatch of federalism means that the cliche is actually true. States truly are the laboratories of democracy. It has been that way for 250 years. As we consider this term over just the last 3 years, Maryland has proven that case. We started this term 3 years ago with a new governor, new lieutenant governor, a new comptroller, a new attorney general, and Speaker Jones and I somehow became the very grizzled, seasoned veterans of Maryland, just a few short years of taking on our leadership roles. Now, we are ending the term with a new speaker, new committees, and a new committee leadership across the hall. Despite all of the changes, generational and transformationally otherwise, this term, we have navigated the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge, leapt into action in the final days of the 24 session to pass the Port Act. We spent the 25 session solving a $3.3 billion budget deficit, largely the result of a global pandemic. We navigated the implementation of transformational policies, and we still have work to do with the Blueprint for Maryland's Future, Climate Solutions Act, Juvenile Justice Reform, and paid medical family leave. We tackled the implications of a new Supreme Court decision, a number of new Supreme Court decisions, amended our own state constitution, and guaranteed more inalienable rights to all Marylanders. We stood up an entire new industry through the legalization of cannabis and started a new chapter of repairing the harms of the war on drugs. We created 2 new state agencies, the Departments of Service and Civic Innovation, and Social and Economic Mobility. We passed an ambitious and robust energy package to begin addressing the affordability crisis our residents are still struggling with. And, importantly, we modeled adapting to the acceleration of artificial intelligence and new technologies without entirely stifling innovation. Too often, the role of government is just putting out fires. And let's be clear, there have been no shortage of those in the recent months. But it's really important to take stock and pause in the successful accomplishments that we've had over this term. So where do we go in this 449th legislative session? The old adage used to be that the election year sessions are quiet. It's where the General Assembly tries to punt on the hard topics and avoid rocking the boat too much. That will not be the case for the 2026 legislative session. Circumstances dictate policy, and circumstances our residents are currently facing require bold and immediate action. The big issues for us to tackle are far from a secret. Despite the actions we took last year, our state faces another $1.4 billion deficit. We still must invest in kids and healthcare. We continue to have an energy affordability crisis in Maryland, and Marylanders are getting whiplash from the increased cost of their utility bills. And importantly, we are still lagging in economic development due to our unique federal vulnerabilities. So we have to do three things this year. One, we must grow our economy by capitalizing where Maryland can excel in industries like healthcare, higher education, quantum, biomedical research, transportation and logistics, and other private sectors that diversify our economy moving forward. Second, we must make decisions that ask this simple question: did we enhance affordability for Marylanders, particularly in areas of healthcare, energy, and housing? And third, and finally, the Senate of Maryland must protect our state's residents from what has been too often needlessly cruel government policies that have too often sown distrust. At the end of the day right now, I think there has been a unique and agreed upon standard that Marylanders and Americans seem to agree that we are significantly divided as a state and nation. The Senate of Maryland that we have seen over the last 7 years has always modeled the opposite. We disagree without being disagreeable, and we do not let partisan divides define our working relationships in this body. We cannot and will not allow that to happen moving forward, regardless of the challenging topics that we have ahead. How we manage the crises of today will set the stage not just for tomorrow, but for decades to come. We must chart a path that is more hopeful and more loving and demonstrates that states and state legislatures are, in fact, the beacon for tackling our country's biggest challenges. Thank you all for your confidence in this journey. I am deeply, deeply, deeply appreciative of the work that we will do together ahead. Thank you. Okay, excellent. We have a number of guests that are joining us here to get right now. I believe we have our governor, our chief executive, Mr. Governor. If you, and our lieutenant governor, please, if you'd like to join us, if you have anything to say. Welcome to the Senate yet again, Madam Lieutenant Governor.
Good to see you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everybody. First, I want to say to my friend Bill Ferguson, congratulations. Once again on the presidency and on the leadership. We are thrilled to be able to have the opportunity to have another year, to be able to work very closely with each and every one of you and to navigate this moment together. And we just pray for God's graces over each of you. We pray for God's graces over your families. We pray for God's graces over this state in this moment and beyond, because we are very clear that we're going to be able to get some very powerful and important things done together as a state, and to be able to show the people that that we are not confused about what the assignment is inside of this moment. So God bless you guys, and welcome back, and happy opening day, everybody. So thank you.
All right, let's make sure. I don't have a list. Do they have a list of these here? All right. Oh, we have a number of special guests who are joining us today. First, we have who I've missed every year, and I wanted to begin with this year because I did not want to mess it up. And so I'd like to welcome County Executive Julie Giordano. Thank you so much for joining us from Wacomico County. We have our former senator, the amazing Catherine Klausmeyer, County Executive of Baltimore County. The brilliant County Executive, Dr. Calvin Ball from Howard County. We're joined by our, he's still up for confirmation, so let's not get too excited, the Colonel, Superintendent of State Police, Michael Jackson. My neighbor in the 46th district and forever Team 46 member, Comptroller Brooke Lehrman. The incredible Treasurer Derek Davis. Our legal stalwart, the Attorney General Anthony Brown. Do we have Congresswoman, no? Oh, yes, we do. Oh, look, okay, excellent. I didn't see you all come in, I'm sorry. We have our former member, we miss you, and we're so glad that you're here back with us, Congressman Sarah Elfirth. And from Western Maryland are the incredible Congresswoman April Delaney. I believe we also are joined by Councilwoman Ann Siles. Ann Siles. Do we have Councilwoman Ann Siles? Gloria Ann Siles. I'm so sorry. Oh, we also have Councilwoman Ingrid Watson is with us today. Congratulations. I believe, am I missing? We have former Councilman Eric Costello is joining us today from Baltimore City. Welcome back. And we have our former Senator Jim Mathias, the one and only. Excellent. I think that catches, if I missed anyone, please charge it to the head, not the heart. Thank you all for being here with us to kick off this 449th session. For those guests who are here, you are more than welcome to stay. Please, we have exciting work ahead. However, if you don't want to join in that excitement, now would be the appropriate time to to move along. So you are welcome to stay here, but you don't have to. All right, it looks like we are generally ready here. Let's go ahead and get into the operation. The first order of business is the order of organization. The clerk will read the first order.
By the Majority Leader, resolved that the following desk officers be and are hereby elected to serve during the legislative session of 2026. Secretary of the Senate, Nicole M. Alexander. Assistant Secretary, Veronica Blair. Assistant Secretary, Caitlin E. Sanders. Journal Clerk, Sean M. Noel. Reading Clerk, Andrea C. Jones. Proceedings Clerk, Nicholas D. Garrett. And Chief Page, Rochelle Thompson.
All right. The clerk will call the roll on the order for desk officers.
Mr. President.
Has everyone recorded their vote? Anyone should change their vote, explain their vote. If not, the clerk will take the call. Oh. I don't know that mine registered.
I'll change it.
I promise the desk officers I approve. No. With 44 votes in the affirmative, the order is adopted, and the desk officers are confirmed for the 2026 session. The clerk will read the next order.
By the Majority Leader, ordered by the Senate of Maryland that for the legislative session of 2026, the Senate adopts the rules as in effect at the end of the legislative session of 2025, with the exception of Rule 116 by order Nicole M. Alexander, Secretary of the Senate.
All right, Senators, the question before the body is the adoption of the Senate rules as last year, except Rule 116. Any discussion? If not, the clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President.
Has everyone recorded their vote? So the clerk will take the call. With 46 votes in the affirmative, the rules are adopted. Recognize the chair of the Rules Committee.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to special order Rule 116 until the appropriate time on Thursday, January 16th.
What a week later.
Friday, January 17th?
We can take it. Friday 7th, the senators moved to special order to Friday the 17th. Are there any objections to the motion of special order? Let's do the. Could we potentially, Madam Chair, withdraw the motion? Maybe do the 22nd as a option?
I think that's a great idea.
All right. Chair moves that we special order the Rule 116 until the appropriate time on the 22nd. Any objections to the senator's motion? Without objection, the motion is adopted. The rule will be special ordered to that appropriate time. Clerk will read the next order.
By the Majority Leader, ordered that the monies appropriated for the expense of this legislative session of 2026, as set forth in the appropriation bill, be paid upon the joint order of the President of the Senate and the Speaker of the House of Delegates, by order Nicole M. Alexander, Secretary of the Senate.
Any objections within the body? I hope not. Be a big one. Without objection, the order is adopted. Clerk will read the next order.
By the Majority Leader, ordered that the President shall appoint the employees necessary for the proper transaction of the business of this legislative session of 2026, as provided for in the budget, this order to remain in effect until changed or modified by the Senate, by order Nicole M. Alexander, Secretary of the Senate.
Any objections to the order? Without objection, the order is adopted. The clerk will read the next announcement.
Announcement by the President. The leadership announcements are on your desks.
All right, senators, those should be on the desk. Any questions, concerns, otherwise? If not, the announcement is adopted. Clerk will read the next announcement.
Announcement by the President. Your committee announcements are on your desks.
All right, these are committee announcements. Committee announcements. The announcements are now ordered journalized. Clerk will read the next announcement.
Announcement by the Senate Minority Caucus. The Senate Minority Caucus met on October 29th, 2025, for the purpose of electing the minority floor leaders for the 2026 legislative session. The following members have been selected. Minority Leader, the Honorable Stephen S. Hershey Jr., District 36. Minority Whip, the Honorable Justin Reedy, District 5.
The announcement is ordered journalized and recognize the Minority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, and thank you to my caucus, our caucus, for electing both of us again. I'll be very brief, but very interesting comments and conversations that we've had already this morning. I know you were at the Ion Annapolis, had some conversations there. We always seem to start off the session in a very common ground when we talk about things like not wanting to raise taxes, talking about an affordability issue that we see here in Maryland, and we talk about accountability. That's very important to what we're seeing here in the state of Maryland, and some of the audits that we've seen at the department basis. And we all have a responsibility to make sure that we address those, and they're very important. So we've talked about challenges, but challenges bring opportunities. And I think that's what we're all here to really try to tackle the challenges, but do so by finding the opportunities to better serve the citizens of Maryland. And we start off again very much in common. I know it will be a long 90 days. The budget, as always, takes precedence. We have the budget first, which we're very happy about. We have great leadership in B&T with the leadership there, and also with the members that are on there. And we want to make sure that we are setting the tone here in Annapolis. And there are a lot of changes across the hallway. And the Senate has always been known as that moderating voice. And we hope to be able to continue to influence that. And Mr. President, your leadership has led us that way as well too. We appreciate the number of the stances that you've taken over the interim. And we want to make sure that that has been recognized, and the fact that we can all recognize together that there are important decisions that need to be made. And at the end of the day, Marylanders across the state all have to live by the decisions that we make. And Mr. President, we want to say that we're here to work hard to make sure that we're making the right choices on behalf of all Marylanders. So thank you.
Thank you, Senator. All right. Next up, we have a message to the Senate from the House of Delegates. The clerk will read the message.
By the Majority Leader, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, the House of Delegates has organized by the election of the Honorable Jocelyn A. Pena-Melnick, Speaker of the House. We respectfully propose, with your concurrence, the appointment of a joint committee of 4 members, 2 on the part of the House and 2 on the part of the Senate, to wait upon the governor and inform him that the General Assembly is now organized and prepared to receive any communications he may desire to make. We've appointed on the part of the House of Delegates, Delegates Moon and Buckle, by order Sylvia Seeger, Chief Clerk.
Message having been read is ordered adopted. We now have a message to the House. Clerk will read the message.
By the Majority Leader, ladies and gentlemen of the House of Delegates, we have received your message notifying the Senate of the organization of your honorable body and requesting the appointment of a joint committee to wait upon the governor to inform him that the General Assembly is now prepared to receive any communication which he may desire to make. We've appointed on the part of the Senate Senators King and Hershey. The Senate has organized by the election the Honorable William C. Ferguson IV as president. By order, Nicole Alexander, Secretary of the Senate.
All right, the message to the House is adopted. We now have a message to the executive. Clerk will read the message.
By the Majority Leader, His Excellency the Governor of Maryland, Wes Moore. The Senate of Maryland is organized and prepared to receive any communication you may desire to make. The President of the Senate is the Honorable William C. Ferguson IV. By order, Nicole Alexander, Secretary of the Senate.
All right, message having been read is ordered journalized. Next up, we have a message. I believe we have recess appointments. Clerk will read the appointments.
Dear President Ferguson, in accordance with Article 2, Section 11 of the Constitution of Maryland, I am pleased to submit for confirmation by the Maryland State Senate appointments made during the 2025 recess of the General Assembly. These appointees possess a commitment to advancing the equity across our state and will serve the best interests of all of our citizens. I am confident you will find them deserving of your support for appointment confirmation. Sincerely, Wes Moore, Governor.
All right, the message is ordered journalized, and the appointments will be referred to the appropriate, to the Executive Nominations Committee. The next order of business is the introduction of bills. We are bringing the bills out right now. If there are any senators that would like to make any announcements for introducing their guests or anything to... Yes, please, Senator from College Park.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, I'd like to introduce a woman who is very close to my heart and known by many of you, my wife, Sheila Cast. Please. And I just want to add that she's obviously much better known in Baltimore than I am. And there have been rumors floating around that she might be retiring. Those rumors are wildly exaggerated, so stay tuned.
All right, all right. Exciting cliffhanger, exciting cliffhanger. Other announcements? All right, thank you, Senator. We do have the introductions of the pre-filed bills. We have 5 sets, so let's go ahead and get through those. The clerk will read the first calendar.
Senate Bill 1, Senator Augustine, Public Safety Law Enforcement Officers Prohibition on Face Coverings, Judicial Proceedings.
Majority Leader moves so we consider the reading of the bills. They will be referred to their appropriate standing committees. Clerk will read the next calendar.
Senate Bill 51, Senator Folden, Public Schools, Self-Contained Special Education Classrooms, Use of Video Recording Devices, Education, Energy, and the Environment.
Majority Leader moves so be considered the reading of the bills. They will be referred to their standing committees. Next calendar, number 3.
Senate Bill 101, Senator Bailey, Higher Education Loan Repayment and Scholarships for Correctional Officers, Judicial Proceedings, and Education, Energy, and the Environment.
All right, Majority Leader moves so be considered the reading of the bills. Again, referred to their standing committees. On to calendar number 4, Madam Clerk.
Senate Bill 151, Senator Folden, Income Tax Credit for Individuals Residing with and Caring for Elderly Parents, Budget and Taxation.
Majority Leader moves so be considered the reading of the bills, and they will go to their standing committees. And for our final calendar, the clerk will read the bills.
Senate Bill 201, Senator Brooks, Public Utilities, Transmission Lines, Advanced Transmission Technologies, Education, Energy, and the Environment.
Majority Leader moves so be considered the reading of the bills, and again, that last calendar will go to the standing committees. We have about 200 and, what's our total number? 231 pre-filed bills, so we have a good number of pre-filed bills. Committees are going to be able to get right to work. At this point, the desk is clear, and the 449th session is fully in session. Any announcements before we adjourn? Any announcements? Yes, Chair of Education, Energy, and Environment.
I was tasked with introducing the Doctor of the Day, but I don't know that I see anybody who looks like they would be Doctor of the Day. Is anybody here a Doctor of the Day from District 15?
Well, let's welcome in absentia.
Okay, in absentia, we're going to welcome the Doctor of the Day, Dr. Pallavi Gowdy from District 15, and she's downstairs probably treating patients, et cetera. Okay?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator. We welcome her. Thank you for serving us. Yes, Senator from District 6.
Thank you, Mr. President. I had the opportunity yesterday with a local church that I had with a gentleman that I met at Liberty University. that is giving every legislator in the nation a Bible. And his heart's desire is just to share the word to people. And so I had the opportunity to work with them and to pray over those Bibles and to give every person in this Senate of Maryland and the House a Bible. And I do have more Bibles in my office that I will be giving to those that haven't gotten them yet. They didn't go to the other side of the other buildings because they know the offices were there. So I did give some of them away this morning, but I do have the rest. And if you didn't get one, I promise you before the end of this week, you'll have one in your hand. And it was an opportunity to pray over those Bibles, but to give you something that maybe you have an opportunity, if you have a time alone, that maybe you can read the word and be comfort to you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you. All right. Any further announcements before we? Yes, co-chair of the Protocol Committee.
Thank you, Mr. President. Now would now be a good time to introduce our pages for the week.
Senator may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, join me in welcoming our pages for this week. It's a short week, but it's going to be a busy week. Our first page hails from District 31, Severna Park High School. That's Will Adrioni. Our next page hails from District 15, Watkins Mill High School. That's Tracy Espinoza. Our next page hails from District 19, Rockville High School, Tiandi Labor. Our next page hails from District 10, Randallstown High School, Sumaya Laguda. Our next page hails from District 34, Aberdeen High School, Gabrielle Moore Brooks. And colleagues, our last page for the week is District 24, Bowie High School, Samantha Toth. And we have one last announcement. Please. For protocols. It is flu season. It is a busy time. There's a lot going on. A lot of people here right now. We just want to remind everybody, keep safe, stay healthy, and use your hand sanitizer.
That's right. Excellent. That's right. It's a session rule. It's that time every year. It's the super spreader events. We don't want those. All right. Any senator from District 40 from Baltimore City?
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to introduce to the body the newest member, newest director of Baltimore City Board of Elections, who's joined us here as our guest. Mr. Clifford Tatum is here with us. Please join me in giving them a round of applause.
Welcome, welcome. We're excited for your work ahead. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. I think that does it. Are there any further announcements? If not, let's do a quorum call before we adjourn.
Mr. President?
Has everyone recorded their presence? If so, the clerk will take the call. With 46 members in the chamber and a quorum being present, the Senate of Maryland remains in session. Chair recognizes the Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate of Maryland stand adjourned until Thursday, January 15th at 10 a.m.
Without objection, so ordered. Have a wonderful and safe